Ashama akkam jirtu maatiin chaanala keenya marti keessanii guyyaarraa keemistirii kutaa 12 paartii 3 kan waliin ilaalluta. Chaanala kanaaf haaraa kan taatan subscribe gochuun akkasuma illee namoota baay'ee bira akka ga'uuf like share gochuun hin dagatinaa isiniin jenna. So toppikiin keenya irraa kan nuun ilaallu electrochemical cell jechuun maal akka ta'e typein isaa akkasuma illee factor affecting of electrochemical cell maal fakkaate kan waliin ilaalluta. Akka xumuraatti daawwadha. Part 1 fi part 2 kan inni ilaalle link isaa description jala kanan isinii kaa'uta achi jala seentanii ilaaluu dandeessu. So today our topic is electrochemical cell. So electrochemical cell means a device that can generate electrical energy from the chemical reactions. Electrochemical cell jechuun device chemical reaction irra electrical energy maal godhudha generate godhudha jechuudha. So simply electrochemical cell means a device which is generate electrical energy from what? From chemical reactions or redox reactions. So these devices are capable of converting chemical energy into electrical energy or vice versa. Device kuni chemical energy gara electrical energy tti convert godha yookaan ammoo chemical energy irraa gara electrical energy irraa gara chemical energy tti device nuun ittiin convert godhu maledhama electrochemical cell jedhama jechuudha. So a common example of an electrochemical cell is standard 1.5 volt cell which is used to power any electrical appliances such as TV remotes and clocks. Fakkeenyi electrochemical cell inni tokko kamera TV remote TV yoo fudhanne ilaalle akkasumallee saayitii yoo fudhanne ilaalle it is the best examples of electrochemical cell. So such cells capable of generating electrical or electric current from the chemical reactions occurring in the care called galvanic or voltaic cell. So this is when, or galvanic cell means when a generating electrical current from chemical reactions is occur in the cell, it is known as galvanic cell or voltaic cell. So alternatively, the cells which cause chemical reactions to occur in them when electric current is passed through them are called electrolytic cells. Electrolytic cells jechuun ammoo yeroo seeliin tokko sababa chemical reaction dhaan occur ta'u maal keessatti yeroo occur ta'e electric current keessa yeroo darbu maal jedhame waamama electrolytic cells jedhame waamama jechuudha. So electrolytic cells means the cells which is caused by chemical reactions that is occur when the electric current is passed through the cell. This is known as electrolytic cell. So generally electrochemical cells have consist of cathode and anode. So the first one is cathode and the second one is anode. So cathode is denoted by positive sign since electrons are consumed here. So walumaa galatti electrochemical cellin cathode fi anode kan of keessatti haammatudha. Cathode maaliif bakka positive sign dhaan bakka bu'a. Akkasumallee anode immoo negative sign dhaan bakka bu'a jechuudha. So according to cathode the reduction reaction is occurs and according to anode the oxidation reaction is occurs. Kara cathode reaction maaltu uumama reduction reaction it occurs ta'a jechuudha. Kara anode immoo oxidation reaction is occurs. So the other one is according to cathode electrons is moves into the cathode and according to anode electrons move out the anode. Kara cathode yoo ilaalle electroniin maal ta'a move ta'a jechuudha. Garamitti move ta'a? Gara kaatoodiitti move ta'u. Anoodii keessatti immoo move daawwatii ta'u jechuudha. So the difference between this cathode and the anode is cathode is positive but anode is negative or negative sign, and as well as cathode is, according to cathode, the reduction reaction is occurs, and according to anode, the oxidation reaction is occurs, as well as according to cathode, the electron is moves into cathode, and the other one is according to anode, the electrons is move out the anode. So the other one is types of electrochemical cells. There are two types of electrochemical cells. Those are galvanic cells or voltaic cells and electrolytic cells. So chemical cell lamatu jiru, isaanis galvanic cell fi electrolytic cell jedhamuun iddoo lamatti qoodamu. So the first one is galvanic or voltaic cells. Voltaic cells means chemical energy is transformed into electrical energy in this electrochemical cell. Galvanic cell yookaan voltaic cell keessatti chemical energy yookaan annisaan keemikaalaa gara kamitti transform ta'a? Electrical energy transform ta'a jechuudha. So according to electrolytic cell, electrical energy is transformed into chemical energy. Waliif faallaa jechuudha jarri kun. Electrolytic cell keessatti immoo electrical energy tu gara kamitti jijjiirama? Gara chemical energy tti jijjiirama jechuudha. Isa keessatti electrolytic keessatti electrical energy gara chemical energy tti transfer ta'a. Galvanic keessatti immoo chemical energy gara electrical tti transform ta'a jechuudha. So according to galvanic cell, the redox reactions that takes place in the spontaneous or it is spontaneous in nature. Galvanic keessatti redox reaction kan inni itti mul'atu maalla spontaneous jechuudha. Nature ima spontaneous ya. Electrolytic cell keessatti immoo an input of the energy is required to the redox reaction to proceed in this cell, and the reaction is non-spontaneous jechuudha. Electrolytic cell keessatti maalla reaction keenya non-spontaneous dha. Galvanic cell yookaan immoo voltaic cell keessatti immoo spontaneous jechuudha. So garaagarummaan isaan kana gidduu jiru, galvanic cell keessatti chemical energy garamtee jijjiirama, electrical energy jijjiirama, akkasumallee redox reaction isaa maalidha? Spontaneous dha, nature manii. Akkasumallee electrolytic keessatti immoo electrical energy gara chemical energy jijjiirama, akkasumallee the reaction is non-spontaneous jechuudha. So the other one is the electrochemical cells, that is anode is negatively charged and the cathode is positively charged. As keessatti galvanic cell keessatti anode maalidha? Negative charge dha. Cathode immoo positive charge jechuudha. Garuu electrolytic cell keessatti the cell positive charge maalidha? Anode dha. Negative charge immoo cathode jechuudha. Faallaa jechuudha. Walumaa fi asti negative charging keenya anode dha. Asti garuu negative charging keenya maalidha? Cathode dha. Positive charging keenya voltaic keessatti maalidha? Cathode dha. Asti immoo cathode maalidha? Negative dha. Anode immoo positive jechuudha. So the last one is the electrons originate from the species that is undergoes oxidation. So galvanic cell jalatti electrons of electrons originate ta'anii maalirraatidha? Species oxidation irraatidha jechuudha. Electrolytic cell jalatti electrons originate from external source such as battery. Battery farraati fakkeenya yoo fudhanne ilaalle dhagaa battery farraati maal ta'a jechuudha? Electrolytic cell keessatti originate ta'a jechuudha. So the main difference between electrolytic cell and galvanic cell is, in galvanic cell the chemical energy is transformed into electrical energy, but in electrolytic cell the electrical energy is transformed into chemical energy. The other one, in galvanic cell the redox reaction is spontaneous, and in electrolytic cell the redox reaction is non-spontaneous, and as well as in galvanic cell the negative charge is anode, but in electrolytic cell the negative charge is cathode, and the positive charge in voltaic cell or galvanic cell is cathode, but in electrolytic cell the positive charge is anode. Akkasumallee garaagarummaan isaanii kan biraan galvanic cell keessatti elektiroonii yookaan elektirooniin kan inni originate ta'u species kan biraarraatidha galvanic cell keessatti jechuudha. Electrolytic cell keessatti garuu electron originate kan inni ta'u external source warra ta'an kanneen akka baatirii fa'aadha jechuudha. So the other one is applications of electrochemical cells. So electrolytic cells are used in the electro-refining of many non-ferrous metals. So they are also used in electro-winning of these metals. Warreen kun immoo application yookaan faayidaa electrochemical cell warra qabanidha. So the productions of high purity lead, zinc, aluminium and copper involves the use of electrolytic cells. Faayidaa electrochemical cell keessaa tokko production of lead, zinc, aluminium and copper kun akka isaan high purity yookaan qulqullina guddaa qabaataniif kan nu fayyadu maalidha? Electrochemical cell jechuudha. So electrochemical cell is used to produce high purities of lead and zinc as well as aluminium and copper. To involve the use of what? Electrolytic cells. So the other one is metallic sodium can extracted from molten sodium chloride by placing it in an electrolytic cell and passing in electrolytic current or electric current through it. So akkasumallee metallic sodium fudhannee yoo ilaalle fakkeenyaaf molten sodium chloride irraati faayidaa maaliidhaan jechuudha maal fayyadamu yookaan immoo faayidaa application maaliidhaan innis application of electrochemical cell jechuudha. So many commercial important batteries such as lead acid battery are made up of galvanic cells. Fakkeenyaaf baatiroonni baay'een isaanii maalirraati jechuudha kan isaan oomishan galvanic cell irraa oomishan jechuudha. Isaanis warreen akka kamiidha? Lead acid battery warreen ta'anii it is made up of galvanic cell. So the main applications of electrochemical cell is the first one is the productions of high purities of lead, zinc, aluminium and copper. This is used for all. It is involves the use of electrolytic cells as well as it is important for batteries such as lead acid or lead acid battery that is made up of galvanic cell. So the other one is fuel cells are an important classes of electrochemical cells that serve as a source of clean energy in several remote locations. Casually, it is used for remote or any source of clean energy. So the first question is what is the functions of salt bridge in an electrochemical cell. So salt bridge is used for the circuits of a chemical cell, thereby allowing the flow of current through it. It is also helps to maintain the electrical neutralities of the cell. Salt bridge kan nuti fayyadamnu part 2 irratti suuraan isaa akkuma jiru akkuma ibsuuf yaale salt bridge maaliif fayyada? Electrochemical cell yookaan immoo electrical currentiin kala salt bridge maal ta'a jechuudha? Flow ta'a jechuudha. Kanaafuu salt bridge is used for what? To allow the flow of current through it. So the second question is what is standard electrode potential? So gaaffileen kun akkanatti kan baasee fi haaluma salphaatiin akkasin hubattaniifdha. So standard electrode potential is an electrode can be defined as potential difference that arises between the electrode and the electrode under standard conditions. That means the temperature is 298 Kelvin or pressure equal to 1 atmosphere units concentration of reacting species. It is denoted by the symbol of this. So standard potential electrode maalin bakka bu'uudha formula kana yookaan EC jedhamte waamamti jechuudha. So it is used for electrode, or it is defined by what? Potential difference that arises between electrode and electrolyte. So arises between the electrode and the electrolyte under standard condition or under the temperature of 298 Kelvin is known as standard electrode potential. So the third question is, what are the key differences between cathode and anode? So the cathode of an electrochemical cell is the site at which reduction is occurs. So garaagarummaan cathode fi anode maalidha jira. So cathode is, it is what? It is the site of reaction. Yookaan cathode keessatti maaltota reduction reaction to occurs jechuudha. And it is generally represented by positive sign. Akkasumallee mallattoo maalidhaan ibsama? Positive sign-idhaan ibsama jechuudha. Cathode maalidha? Positive sign-idhaan ibsama jechuudha. So the electrons flow from the anode towards the cathode. In electrochemical cell, the anode is electrode at which oxidation is occurs. So it is denoted by negative sign. Anode immoo kamera oxidation site anode keessa maaltu site oxidation reaction in occur kita akkasumallee negative sign idhaan bakka bu'uudha. So the difference between cathode and anode is what? It is the site of reduction, but anode is the site of oxidation, as well as cathode is, it is represented by positive sign, and anode is represented by negative sign. So this is the main difference between cathode and anode. So the fourth question or gaaffii afuraffaan immoo, it is possible for an electrochemical cell to have a positively charged anode or negatively charged cathode. Chemical cell keessatti positive electrochemical cell maal ta'uu danda'a? Positively charged yookaan negatively charged qabaachuu ni danda'a. So the answer is yes, because the anode of an electric or electrolytic cell is positively charged. Anode maalidha? Electrolytic cell keessatti positively charged, and the cathode is negatively charged. However, oxidation still occurs at what? Anode. Haa ta'u malee garuu anode yoo positive ta'e, cathode immoo yoo negative ta'e, eessa keessatti? Electrochemical cell keessatti yoo ta'e, haa ta'u malee ammoo iyyuu oxidation eessatti uumamu jechuudha? Anode keessattidha jechuudha. So oxidation is still occurs at what? Anode. And it is despite the negative charge, as well as the chemical reaction is what? It is non-spontaneous. So electrochemical cell keessatti akkuma asirratti ibsamee jiru jechuudha. Asitti yeroo ibsamee jiru maalidha? The cell is what? According to electrolytic cell, it is non-spontaneous. But kanaaf yoo asitti maal ta'a? Non-spontaneous ta'a jechuudha. So the last question is, what are electrolytic cells? Electrolytic cell jechuun maal jechuudha? So electrolytic cells are a class of electrochemical cells that use electric currents to facilitate the cell reaction. And the chemical reaction that occurs inside, such as commonly referred to as electrolysis. So simply, electrolysis or electrolytic cells can be used to break down bauxite into aluminum and other components. Electrolytic sealing kan inni nu fayyadu bauxite gara aluminiyamiitti break gochuudhaaf kan nu fayyadamudha jechuudha. Such cells can be also employed for the electrolysis of water into hydrogen and oxygen. So simply, electrolytic cells means it is a class of electrochemical cells that is used for what? Electric current is to facilitate the cell reaction. Electric current in gara maalitti gaafa jiru gala cell reaction yookaan immoo chemical reaction itti gaafa jiru maalidha waama electrolytic cell jedhama waama jechuudha. So electrolytic cell means it is a class of a chemical or electrochemical cell that is used to electric current is to what? Facilitate the cell reactions. That is known as electrolytic cells. So the other topic is what does preferential discharge? What is preferential discharge? So during electrolysis, the cations being positively charged get what? Attracted toward the negatively charged electrode. So the other topic is what does preferential discharge mean? So during electrolysis, the cations being positively charged to get what? Attract toward this negatively charged or cathode, and anions being negatively charged to attract positively charged or anode. So preferential discharge means it is when or during electrolysis the cations or the positively charged attracted toward what? Negative. Yeroo cation yookaan positive charge negative charge attract godhu negative charge keenya immoo yeroo positive charge attract godhu maal jedhame waama preferential discharge jechuudha. Or preferential discharge means if more than one cations or anions reach what? Electrodes. So only one of them preferential gate is discharged at what? At one electrode. So preferential discharge means if more than one cations or anions reach what? An electrode, only one of them is preferential to get discharged. One electrode is known as preferential discharge. So thus there is a choice among the ions that will get discharged on electrode. So this is called preferential discharge of ions during electrolysis. So simply salphaatti maal jechuudha preferential discharge jechuun yeroo kaataayiniin tokko yookaan aanaayiniin tokko aanaayinii tokko ol yookaan kaataayinii tokko ol elektiroodii riisu yeroo godhatu aanaayiniin tokko yookaan kaataayiniin tokko maal ta'a jechuudha discharge ta'a jechuudha. So that is known as preferential discharge. So there are different factors that preferential discharge of ions during electrolysis. Factor affecting preferential discharge kan godhan baay'eetu jiru. So the first one is positions of ions in electrochemical series. So the first one is positions of ions in electrochemical series. So according to this, the reactivity series is a list of metals in decreasing order of their reactivity. So reactivity series insani maalidha yookaan metal insani metal order insani decrease ta'u maal keessatti reactivity yookaan according to reactivity jechuudha. So it is used to determine the products of single displacement reaction jechuudha. Maal jedha kan isaan fayyadanii fi single displacement reaction determine gochuuf ni fayyadu jechuudha. So whereby metal A will replace another metal B in a solution if A is higher in a series. Fakkeenya yoo fudhanne ilaalle metal ion yookaan metal A tokko B dhaan gaafa replace ta'u isa keessatti solutionii keessatti A maalidha higher jechuudha. Higher series qaba yookaan it have higher reactivity. So the second one is the concentrations of ion. So higher the concentrations of ions in electrolytic solution is greater it is probability being discharged at the anode. So for example, a solution of chloride in water contains two types of ions. It is chloride or chloride ions and hydroxide ions. So fakkeenya kana fudhannee yoo ilaalle sodium chloride fudhannee yoo ilaalle chloride ion fi hydroxide ion arganna jechuudha. So the second factor affects of discharges preferential discharges concentrations of ion, and the last one is the nature of electrode. So according to the nature of electrode, if the electrode is used as inert or it is inactive, so made of less reactive or materials such as graphite, platinum, and etc. So materially reactive, less reactive warra qaban kanneen akka graphite, platinum warra kana fudhannee ilaaluu dandeenya jechuudha. So the electrode does not play any role in descending the preferential discharge of ion at it, but when the electrode used is active, made of reactive such as copper, silver, nickel, it takes a part of electrode reaction and plays an important role. So nature of electrode keessatti warri reactive ta'anii fi reactive ta'antu jira. Reactive warri ta'an copper, silver, nickel fa'adha. Reactive warri ta'an immoo graphite, onde platinum warreen kun immoo warra kamidha? Reactive yookaan less reactive material jechuudha. So we have three different factors that affect preferential discharge. The first one is positions of ions in the electrochemical series. The second one is the concentrations of ion, and the last one is the nature of electrode. So this is all about the factor affecting so preferential discharge.